Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a little hump day action. And you know we busy, man. We got to talk a little bit about what's going to happen tomorrow, hopefully with the NBA Finals. I'm looking for a Sunday game. I need a game number 7. Can the Pacers pull it out? How's Tyrese Halliburton's calf? A lot of people are now checking, we're going to be talking a lot about men and women today with the Caitlin Clark stuff. But, dudes, calves are huge. Calves are important, usually when you're checking out a girl. You know what I'm saying? Ankles, calves, knees.
Got to do calf raises.
Very, very important. But right now, man, Halliburton, who's kind of goopy looking, known more as for the human tripod, he says if he can walk, he will play. Don't know about the MRI, though. Don't know the severity of it. But we're going to do a little digging, trying to figure some things out. Because we got to figure out what we're going to bet on and if it's going to be an amazing Sunday. I don't know about y'all. Sunday fun day. Game 7 NBA Finals. Fingers crossed.
Sign me up for that.
I'm in for it. Plus, we have some great baseball to talk about. College game. I will say, the College World Series is wild. It's fun seeing the different teams, the way they go at it, different approaches from different coaches. I'm definitely all there for it. Big pitchers bowing up in big moments, pitchers that aren't known bowing up in huge moments, hitters coming in there and making mad plays. I mean, like the Louisville kid, King, who's just been killing the ball. He's just filthy. I love their coach with some of the things, even though he took a little bit of heat earlier in the regionals. But college baseball's just got a little bit of everything. There's a plethora of pitchers in most games. Then you have a heroic performance from my man Gage. Maybe the best performance in a College World Series ever.
Any no-hitter is very impressive.
And 19 Ks.
That's awesome.
Just kind of kicks it up a little bit of a notch, if you know what I'm saying.
I hear you.
So, we're down to it, man. We're getting ready for the College World Series. I know I'm so deadgum fired up. We had a jam-packed Tuesday. LSU downing number 15 UCLA in that opening bad boy when they had that weather delay game. Later, Louisville then eliminated Oregon State with that walk-off. Arkansas then eliminates UCLA. They didn't have any pitching. And also, they kind of screwed themselves, man. Root, who only went an inning and third last time he was out. First inning, bases loaded, no outs. You got the man on the ropes. Get a couple outs. Dude gets thrown out trying to steal home. Momentum shifted after that. So now we're here. Semis are set today. We got Coastal Carolina, winners at 25 straight games. That is, dang, that is sick. They face Louisville today at 1 o'clock. Louisville is a bunch of hitting frickin' machines and some young freshmen who have really stepped up coming out of the bullpen. And I love their coach, man. They were down the other night. They're not putting the ball in play. They're striking out. And then every single player standing at the rail. And then all of a sudden the coach who's sitting back jumps up and starts screaming, "We will not strike out again today, damn it. I don't care what you do. You get 2 strikes. You do every damn thing you can to put that ball in play and make sure they they force you to make a play and get them out." What do? They come back, win the game, because they're sick. Bunch of hitting machines. So we got, of course, the Louisville Coastal Carolina one. And then you got LSU taking on Arkansas. LSU's pitching has been dominant. Arkansas has gotten timely hitting and then that unbelievable performance LSU definitely has a little bit of an advantage right now, Arkansas being the favorite coming into it. But man, College World Series. I'm all up in it. One thing I do have to say, gambling on the College World Series is interesting. A couple of runs, and I know you'll see this in professional baseball too, especially later in the innings, but early in the game, it's not too profound. But you get a team that'll go down, and all of a sudden they come out in the first or second inning, put up a couple of runs, and you'll see that line shoot up absolutely astronomical. If you can get a baseball game that's a 2 or 3 run game, and you still got maybe 6, 7, 6, maybe 7, 5 innings left in the game, at least 15 outs, and you can get it plus like 1,200 or higher. In college baseball, 2, 3 runs is nothing. Sprinkle a little love on that damn comeback number. Now, like the UCLA game against Arkansas would have been pointless. They did make it a little scary in the ninth. But you could just tell they were completely out of pitching. They used 12 pitchers yesterday. Arkansas was mowing. But dadgummit, man. College World Series. A little fired up for it. We haven't talked a lot of pro baseball. We're going to try to get into a little pro baseball. You know Dustin Starr joins us today at 11:30. So we're going to talk a little bit of wrestling. Anything going on in the wrestling world, Mr. Landon?
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about it with Dustin, but do you know who Bill Goldberg is?
Yeah, Bill Goldberg. I know who he is. Big dude, bald head, tough. Played at Georgia.
Georgia, linebacker.
And that's about all I know about Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, nice.
Leather jacket, I think he likes to wear.
He does sometimes. Master of the Spear, known for his 1.5 to 2 minute matches, does a spear, jackhammer, all that kind of stuff. Went on a 100-run streak in WCW where he didn't lose. Had 100 matches that he won.
Is that more impressive than Coastal Carolina winning 25 straight?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, it's not, because Coastal Carolina has some severe real-life competition. Not hating on WCW. Still love that stuff. But he made his return last night, and he's really old, and I don't like it.
Like, you mean the old? He's really old?
Yeah.
I mean, like Ric Flair's old.
Right, but Ric Flair's not making random appearances challenging world champions for a championship shot. He's been on a streak of doing that where he comes out of nowhere, nobody's heard anything about him, and he's like, hey, I'd like to wrestle this guy for a championship opportunity, and then he gets it, and I'm really hoping he loses.
So you're saying that he gets carte blanche? Like he just walks back, he does what he wants when he wants to do it?
Basically.
Kind of like the Barry Bonds treatment in San Francisco where he had his own locker room and his own little chair.
Yeah, to a degree. I think so. But, yeah, like he'll be gone for years, and then there will be some dude on a great championship run. Bill Goldberg's music hits. He comes out. You're next. I want to challenge you for your championship. And everybody in the crowd's like, all right. And everybody online is like, what the heck are we doing? Stop bringing this guy back. So that's fairly interesting. I'm interested to get Dustin's take on it because I don't know if he'll share my opinion on it. I don't like this, but
well, Jay Ham, the historian, big wrestling head, very, very, very good friend of the show, Lil Pimp. He says he agrees with Landon. He said Goldberg is, let's just say, he's nasty,
washed. He needs to stay away, go home, be a family man, and stop challenging people for world titles.
Should Caitlin Clark just take her basketball and go home then?
Absolutely not. There's a big difference. Caitlin Clark's in her prime, and she's tearing it up. Bill Goldberg has been done for a while. Bill Goldberg almost ended Undertaker's whole career in the ring by botching a move. Almost dropped him on his head, breaking almost everything.
The Undertaker was kind of a big dude. I could see dropping him.
You're right. But when you go into the match and you're like, hey, you have confidence you can pick me up, And he's like, absolutely. And then he's, I mean, this tells you everything you need to know. Monday, he goes out to the ring, yells for about 2 minutes because that's his promo style. And then he's leaving. The dude, you can see in his shirt, it's a white shirt, is drenched in sweat head to toe from yelling.
Pain.
From yelling. He didn't do anything else. He just yelled and then walked back to the locker room. He's old and tired. I don't know why this match is happening. Doesn't really make any sense, but hey, I'm not in creative control. Triple H is.
We got wrestling, 11:30, and we're going to talk about it. Washed up old people versus the young bucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I brought to bring up the Caitlin Clark WNBA fiasco, I guess they're calling it for some reason. I just want everybody to know I'm here for more. I love it. It's entertainment, right?
It is very much entertaining.
No, I'm just saying sports are entertainment, right?
Right, sports entertainment.
And I'm not like trying to say that their game is not good because dadgummit, I mean, if you watch Caitlin Clark, she's ridiculous. If you watch any of the WNBA, these girls are hoopers. But like people are absolutely, I think, insane. I know I'm insane for certain things. I can't stand watching women in the UFC fight.
That makes sense.
I just can't. I don't know why. I always joke about it. I'd rather see them kiss than beat each other up.
Well, I'm kind of the same way with women rugby players. I can't do it.
They got women rugby players?
Yeah, they're straight up men.
From like Australia?
All around the world. They're like men playing the sport. And I don't know. I can't do it.
They're thick, I'm sure.
Well, yeah.
I mean, to play rugby?
Lack of a better term, yeah.
And we ain't talking about junk in the trunk or anything. We just talking about they thick.
I hope not, no.
Well, I will tell you last night I had kind of, baseball was good with the College World Series stuff that was going on. I watched the hockey stuff. I had under 6.5 goals, so that was scary, but it looked pretty easy throughout the, 2 goals in the first, 1 in the second. Like 6 minutes left to go in the game, still 3-0. And then, they start firing off a bunch of goals lately, pulling goalies and all that stuff. Kept under the 6.5. But, the Florida Panthers team, I like that Connor McDavid dude. Like I told you, I'm trying to get into the hockey thing. But they're just damn good.
They're just better.
They're just better.
They were clearly just better.
Just whipped them.
Yeah.
So, I'm chilling watching that. And then, of course, I love the notifications. They're probably terrible for me with my attention span. But, I'm going back and forth between these two games. And then all of a sudden, it's like, there's a kerfuffle in the WNBA. So guess what I did? I did a little investigating.
Checked it out.
And I saw, the whole dust up. And this was, to be honest with you, it was a good game. Like a fascinating basketball game because it got so damn chippy so damn early, it wasn't even funny how chippy it got. You had Caitlin Clark get teed up. You had Marina Mabry get a tee. You had J.C. Sheldon assessed a flagrant. You had Sophie Cunningham at the end of the game ejected. And remember what I've always said about Sophie Cunningham?
Legs.
Finest woman in the WNBA.
I agree.
I mean, just smoking hot. Fabulous legs, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, everybody is talking about it. And if you didn't see it, Caitlin Clark takes a smack to the face. And then right after she gets smacked in the face and she walks over, the Marina girl comes over there and basically hip checks her like it was the hockey game that I saw. Knocks her down to the floor. Gets a little bit heated. Caitlin Clark is now furious. And I mean, she talks good trash. And that's the other thing. People don't say it. She's just the sweetest little girl. Look, dude, she got knocked down 20 times. I'd have gotten in a fight. Somebody for her team needed to come out there and be an enforcer. Where was Dennis Rodman when you need him? Put back on a dress, Dennis. Go work for the Fever and start being her enforcer, damn it. Even at this age, I know he can still play in the W. Don't you think?
And oddly, not out of character for him.
No, he looks just as manly as that little point guard that I saw for one of those teams the other night. I can't remember what damn team it was. I think it was like the Wings or Valkyrie. It doesn't matter. That's not the point.
Oh, speaking of which, Valkyrie was a team established in 2024. Very recent. I remember we talked about that at some point.
With me?
Yeah, with you.
Man, you know how I remember things.
Well, I think it rubbed off on me because I don't really remember either.
Sorry about that one. That's not a good thing.
That's all right. I'll manage.
But, like, last night, for real, though, like, Caitlin Clark takes a little bit of a beating. She just, by the way, welcome back from your injury, Caitlin Clark. And, again, she's great for ratings. She's great for the sport. You know, she's elevating the WNBA. I never watched the WNBA until really the whole kerfuffle with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark last year or 2 years ago, in like that national championship game. Angel's doing I can't see you face. I was digging it. Caitlin Clark's like shooting buckets. They're going back and forth. Love it. Like, competition is fun. Like, when two people care. Like, when I always complain about the NBA, can't watch it till Christmas Day. Because they don't play any defense. There's no intensity. It feels like a bunch of dudes who are like, yo, bro, we collecting checks. We going to hang out till Christmas Day. Pad our stats.
That's not entertainment.
Score all the time. Totals are up at 240s and stuff. Like, that's kind of the very early regular season of the WNBA. I mean, the NBA. You watch the playoffs, it's a completely different game. They let them play. They don't call ticky-tack fouls. It's a full-grown-ass man's game. I love the NBA playoffs. Man, the WNBA girls, though, they be going hard from the tip.
Mm-hmm.
You just think just the tip and the fun's going to follow? Well, that's exactly what happens in the WNBA. They come out there and they scratch and they claw and they fight and they are petty and they get mad. And again, I'm not for UFC because it's straight up just people beating each other up. But when I'm watching hoops, anywhere you go in the world, there is trash talking. Emotions run high, except for in the NBA regular season until Christmas Day. But man, they are going at it. It is chippy. There is trash talk. My girl, after she gets like poked in the face, knocked to the ground, bunch of, trash talking back and forth. Like, there was one play where she shot a deep three with that JC girl in her face.
Oh, yeah.
Buried it. And Caitlin Clark, I ain't a I don't read lips for a living. I'm not a
lip reader?
Deaf gynecologist.
No, you're not.
No, it's a blind gynecologist, damn it. Blind gynecologist. No, it's a deaf one because you have to use your eyes to read.
A gynecologist with a disability.
But you have to be deaf because then you wouldn't be a lip reader.
Right.
Because if you're like blind, say you're Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
They can hear, bro.
Good for them.
So, like, you wouldn't be a lip reader. You can't even see lips.
Yeah. You can feel.
But I'm reading the lips last night
Braille.
of Caitlin Clark after that 6 shot. She is screaming at the girl. You can't bleeping guard me. You can't guard me. Man, they going at it. Defense locks up in that, like, third especially. Fever going the little run. And then at the end of the game, Sophie Cunningham, the girl with the fine legs, act like Draymond Green, Dennis Rodman.
Had a little team
Bill
pride.
Laimbeer. My girl gets out on a fast break going in there for a layup. My girl grabbed her, put her in a wrap, threw her ass down.
Headlock tank down.
When she got up, she ran over and grabbed her like it was about to be a UFC throwdown. Give me more.
Drop the gloves.
I loved it. I had more fun watching the Connecticut Sun and the Indiana Fever than I did, honestly, Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Halliburton was terrible.
Yeah.
The Game 5 of the NBA Finals, the shooting was so bad down the final 3 minutes of that fourth quarter that, the Thunder didn't score a point. I'm laying 9.5, and it's sitting at 11 for like almost 3 whole minutes and neither team can score. I'm going, oh my God, I'm going to lose. You watch. Right at the end, I'm going to lose the last shot and lose by a hook. It was a weird game. Should have had TJ McConnell. And there have been a ton of great games in these NBA playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
But, man, the bad blood last night that was going on between that Suns Fever game, the way they were fighting, and then all the people on the X who were getting busy, that highlights the whole, watching pleasure for me. I'm looking at all these people talking crazy back and forth. Damn game is chippy. Girls are about to, go out there and scrap. Give me more. Did you check any of that out? But the one thing I do have to say...
I saw it all over the X.
But what I'm saying is, one of the things that I thought was also weird, though, about last night is, a lot of people, though, are saying, the league treats her like a punching bag. And, yes, she did, get treated by a punching bag. But, bro, do you know how to stop people from beating her up? Do what Sophie Cunningham did last night.
Stick up for your team.
Like I said, go get Dennis Rodman out of retirement. Tell him, he does feel like a woman sometimes. He dresses as a girl when he was with Madonna. He's like a pan, I'm sure. Put him out there, bro. Be the enforcer for Caitlin Clark. If you want people to stop beating her up, because she's beating them up with her play, and she's talking a lot of trash, and I'm loving it. Do what Sophie did. Sophie's now very popular, bro. And by the way, Caitlin Clark saying you can't guard me. And then that Jay Sheldon girl coming back saying, yes, I can. She said, yes, you can. Whatever. I can do whatever the bleep I want to do to you. And then pointed in her face, man. I'm all for it.
Get you hype.
And then, by the way, again, look at Sophie Cunningham, the girl who threw the girl down and was ready to scrap, the enforcer. Again, fine. Not the effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional fine. I'm talking about pure looks.
Yes.
Now, if your girlfriend ever does tell you she is fine,
lies.
She's not fine.
Lies.
She's effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. But, dude, I don't know, man. Somebody's got to protect her. Bro, she's out there going Larry Bird on people's faces. He talked trash. He got knocked to the ground. She's a big girl. She's competitive. She's going to be all right. And now we got Sophie Cunningham over there enforcing things. Yeah, bro, I'm in.
That's her nickname, the Enforcer.
Well, I don't think that's what her nickname was. Her nickname was...
Now it is. She earned it.
Who in the hell is that girl? Who in the hell is that woman?
I'm pretty sure that's exactly how they said it.
Probably. Oh, by the way, did you know the Dave Pointnoy dude? Pointnoy, the Barstool guy.
Oh, Barstool?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, he is hilarious. He is so up into this business.
That's actually what I was reading the Barstool report.
That's kind of maybe one of the things that got me. And the other thing about the WNBA, though, the one other thing I was going to say is, every time Caitlin Clark does get slapped in the face and knocked to the ground and she talks trash back, she always gets slapped with the technical. Have you noticed that?
It's a technical.
She got technical last night. Every time I see people beating the hell out of her and she just gets up or something, they give her a technical. Remember the Angel Reese situation?
Oh, yeah.
Realistically, she didn't do anything and they teed her up. Last night she didn't do anything. She got hit in the face and knocked to the ground and they teed her up.
Well, it's because they're always catching the retaliation, not the initiation.
Wasn't really retaliation. She's just picking her butt up and kind of just talking a little ish. I don't know, man. I don't give a damn.
It's fun.
If these girls are going to go out there and fight this hard, and I can gamble on it, and watch a bunch of crazy people coming out talking about it, sign me up.
What's the fighting line?
What's that mean?
And how likely a little skerfuffle's bound to break out in a WNBA game.
Again, there's more. There is. We talk about, dude, what? Malice in the Palace, man, they just got a little, that testosterone just got to them. Honest to God, come on, man. We really going to sit there and say testosterone makes us meaner than women? I'm going to say that's a damn lie. It's a damn lie. Testosterone might make you stronger, make you a man, make all your issues work for a man. give a female testosterone, she's going to have an unfair advantage because she's going to get strong. But don't tell me that estrogen ain't a whole nother world of a biatch. You're telling me your girl never argued with you?
We did.
All right, man, I'll just tell you right now, like, it's the truth. Men will, like, get in a fisticuff with a dude and they're best friends an hour later and drinking a beer.
Yeah, that's how it works.
But when a woman and a man get in an argument, you tell me which one's reasonable. It sure as hell ain't the woman.
No.
They are. How many times you clawed some girl's face off?
Never.
I've had, like, every woman I know that I get in an argument for some reason, they turn them nails into some Wolverine ass and try to scratch you and pull your hair and scream at you like a crazy fool.
I think it would be Sabretooth.
And the other thing is like when a woman doesn't like a woman, they don't like them forever.
Oh, all rules are thrown out, or the rule book's gone.
I mean, that's
Pulling
what I'm
hair,
saying.
Scratching, clawing.
Yeah, they do it all. But, like, for real, women are so petty, they get over nothing. Like, a woman doesn't like a woman, they will not like each other for life. So these little kerfuffles and these people on these teams, no, they really don't like each other.
Yeah, they're not going to get a beer
I'm
after
all
the game.
for this. And the weird thing is, though, the only thing women forgive for stupidity is men and their husbands. Because we are dumb, we make mistakes. Mm-hmm. But they'll forgive us eventually. But nah, man, you ever had two girls that are best friends and all of a sudden they get over one little fight and then they're never friends again?
They don't talk for years.
She said that my ass was fat in my chaps the other day.
Friendship over.
OV, dog. WNBA, here to stay.
Couldn't be us.
We got a little bit of wrestling we have to do. We have a lot of NBA. We have some NFL notes and nuggets. Can you believe that, like, June is almost over? It's the 18th, Holmes.
It was hard to believe when May ended.
I mean, we get into next month. August is going to be here, preseason football home. September is going to be here so fast. We'll be watching the NFL.
I am so excited.
So I'm all excited for it. But until then, let's finish up the NBA. Got the playoffs, WNBA is bumping, and baseball. Baseball's viewership's going up.
I feel like all sports are kind of on the rise right now.
In certain aspects, right?
Certain
right now,
aspects.
don't talk about the NBA because
Well, WNBA's
no,
on
the
on a rise.
NBA,
I know.
NBA, the men's
National.
game.
The MNBA.
There's no dub in it.
MNBA.
By the way, just a little last sidebar: 901-360-8255, 901-360-8255. When they start calling it the Men's College World Series, it's always been the College World Series. When the hell did women start playing baseball? I mean, what the hell's going on?
I think that was this year because it was the
I saw that. I noticed it just the other day, and it said the Men's College World Series.
Yeah, 'cause
One, I didn't know we could define men or women. Didn't know that was like blasé. That was cool, but I've not seen since I watched Madonna and like some redheaded chick and a fat Rosie O'Donnell and that Tom Hanks guy. What was the movie where the chicks cried in baseball? A League of Their Own. I knew I'd get there. Like, I ain't seen women play baseball. Like, I'm just saying. In softball World Series, why do they call it the Women's
College World Series.
College
I don't know.
Softball Championship?
Softball World Series.
Softball World Series, bruh. Baseball World Series, bruh. Simple.
Simple, easy, effective.
We got day baseball as well. Again, we got a little bit of College World Series. I'm just calling it the College World Series. I'm just doing it. Coastal Carolina at Louisville. We got baseball today. Red Sox Mariners at 3:10. But Dustin Starr is on the other side, and we're going to find out. Why does Goldberg continue just to show up? Is that the dude that hits the beer on his head? No.
No.
Who's the dude that crushes beers on his head?
I don't know about on his head, but Stone Cold Steve Austin crushes beers all the time.
And he drinks them.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
But didn't he? I thought he always smashed it after he pounded on his head.
Well, he gets two and crushes them together, and then.
That's not a very effective way of getting the most amount of alcohol down your throat.
Well, you got to think he's in the ring, probably performing. Doesn't want to be super intoxicated to do so.
Oh, I heard the grossest thing this weekend, and I knew nothing about it until this weekend. Do you know there was a college fad? Have you ever heard of butt chugging?
No.
Oh, my gosh. I found out this crazy college fad. We'll talk about it. Don't touch the dial. Sports56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11, here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Getting engaged is one of life's most spectacular occasions. And when you find your ring at Sissy's Log Cabin, the promise of a lifetime begins with our promise to always provide unmatched quality, superior service, and brilliant natural diamonds. Find your dream engagement ring, wedding bands, and more when you shop Sissy'sLogCabin.com or stop by any of our 7 locations. Begin the rest of your life brilliantly, only at Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
As down payments get bigger, millions of renters across America feel like they'll never be able to buy a home. So instead of lowering expectations, Rocket Mortgage is lowering down payments to 1% for eligible home buyers with One Plus, helping more renters become owners. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to get a head start on your starter home.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states, and NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm inviting you over for dinner. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner of scrumptious combinations, fresh salads, homemade soups, or maybe start with an appetizer, like our baked Dungeness crab dip with manchego cheese, lemon, garlic, and French baguette toast. Drift into one of our fresh seafood dishes, like the caramelized sea scallops with curry beurre blanc, black forbidden rice, and Thai mango salad, or our ancho honey glazed salmon with creamy black bean puree, avocado pico de gallo, and jalapeno crema. Maybe you're looking for something cozy and comforting, like our Duroc pork chop with apple brandy demi-glaze and blue cheese bacon mashed potatoes. We have something for everyone. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us. I'd sure love to see you.
Congratulations to Napa Cafe, celebrating 27 years of great food and service for you. Napa Cafe. Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 big airlines and the largest match ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call and see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Pools, and more pools. Yes, it is pool time at Family Leisure. Family Leisure is already booking pool installs, so you need to buy now and get on that list. 24-foot pools start at $19.99 install. Liners are starting at $2.99. You're going to need some pool accessories, so they're all up to 20% off. Not quite ready for a pool? That's fine. Get a 5 or 6 person hot tub starting at under $7,000. You can also go for a swim spa or perhaps a cold plunge tub. Those are now $2,000 off. Get patio furniture up to 50% off on select sets. Buy your pool now. Get on that install list. Mention this commercial, and your install is free. It's underlined in the in-bold print, so you know it's big. It's pool time at Family Leisure. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am the struggling Johnny Radio. This Memphis funk has me bad, bro. I need a sinus cocktail. Can't get one till Friday. So BS the way they change rules on people.
Well, you know the old saying, good things come to those who wait.
What the hell? Like, you know, who lied to you? Who lied to you all these years?
It's just what I've been told my whole life.
Yeah, and patience is wonderful.
Yeah, patience is great. Patience is a virtue.
Patient people don't do anything but sit around smoking bud and watching TV. They just say they're patient. No, they're just lazy.
No, that's called procrastination.
Well, I got a lot of to get to because I have my man Dustin Starr. A lot of great text. Couple came in because we were talking about Goldberg. He said he had all them Phantom matches. He'd be 51-0 one week and then 73-0 the next week. Goldberg is so BS. Also said Goldberg's son plays football for Colorado, old Deion Sanders. Said Goldberg did.
That's right.
In Bret Hart's career, and I know who that is because is he one of the Hart Foundations?
You better believe it. Bret the
I did
Hitman
know
Hart.
them.
Yes, sir.
They had the ugly one, Anvil, I believe, and then they had the pimp, Bret the Hitman.
Bret the Hitman, I believe it was Jim Enville Neidhart, yeah.
Yeah, he was ugly. All the chicks liked the dude with the black hair and the pimpness.
Mm-hmm.
One other thing is the WNBA can go hard from the jump. It's a 40-game season. They play twice a week. Damn good point. Damn good point. But now it's time to get Dustin. Dustin, how's AutoZone?
Yo, Johnny, I'm the worst guest ever. Because I am coming to you from the dugout at AutoZone Park with the Memphis Redbirds, about to introduce Rocky the Rockin' Redbird. How you doing?
Dude, that sounds like a beautiful afternoon.
3 minutes? All right, they're giving me 3 minutes here, Johnny. And how dare you talk bad about Goldberg, one of the GOATs, man. And the reason that he would win 20 matches over the weekend is because they traveled a lot back then.
I am saying current Goldberg. I'm trash talking him. I don't like.
Yeah, it'll be good. Saturday night's main event, huge main event.
It'll be
going out on top.
It'll be a big draw, but
yeah.
I'm not behind it.
Hey, you guys want me to call you right back?
Man, go do your business, brother,
Yeah,
and
dude,
hit me
do
back,
your thing.
Holmes.
Thank you, boys. Thank
That's
y'all.
Dustin Starr. He's down at AutoZone Park. You got a little first pitch coming up here in a few minutes. If you're downtown and you can hear my voice, get on over there.
Go see the Redbirds.
It's a beautiful day. Watch a little baseball, chill, drink a couple cold pops, have a dog. Sounds like a great day to me. Now, I did want to ask you, so Dustin Starr mentioned Goldberg and how great he was or whatever.
Yes.
Don't disrespect him, yada, yada, yada.
In his prime, he was good.
Well, he's now washed up and he's old. Now, my question is like LeBron James, 40 years old. Al Horford's 39 years old in the NBA. I was talking about how the NBA don't really play till Christmas Day. Collecting checks, not playing defense, kind of chilling. And how the WNBA, they come out from the jump because they only play twice a week. And they only play 40 games. Again, I'm not opposed to that for the NBA. Like, if they play that hard, I don't know if you know, 30 teams, you can split that up. You can have a marquee game every damn night, 2 of them. Bam. Problem solved. No softness.
There you go.
Now, a lot of people have been, I did not realize how many people know about butt chugging. Oh my gosh.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's also just a mark of my wonderful audience.
You do have a following.
Now, this is so fascinating. I was mentioning this because over the weekend, have you ever heard of the show called My Strange Addiction?
Yeah, I have.
I don't like murder porn.
Good. Neither do I.
That's what I call like anything that's real life, and they like spend an hour and they have like the dark voice, and then like they creep in and they tell about like some like just terrible situation. You know what I'm talking about? It's like the ID network or like the ID show, Dateline kind of thingies.
Oh, yeah.
Like I can watch a Law and Order Because it's acting.
TV show.
And they have that great dun dun dun, or dun dun. I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway, Law and Order, we know it. But the real life stuff I can't handle.
Mm-hmm.
Things that are nasty, I don't like. I like sports. I like gambling. I like beautiful things. I like music.
Yeah.
Terrible stuff. I don't need that cluttering up my business. So I walk in last week. Chaz is in there watching one of her I thought she was going to be watching murder porn. She was watching My Strange Addiction, and I just happened to walk in at the worst time. There was a lady who was addicted to giving herself coffee enemas. Don't ask, bro. I don't know.
I'm not gonna.
You know what an enema is. But this is one's filled with coffee. And I guess, I don't know, she was addicted to them. She did 4 or 5 times a day. I don't think this is going to be very healthy. I'm guessing the caffeine hits you really quick or something. Anyway.
Yes.
So I'm that's the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. And I left immediately after that story because I was like, this is, nah. I'm not feeling good. Over the weekend, a couple of days go by, I'm playing my pickleball against a bunch of young kids. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Like them 19-year-old and 20-year-old punks that I like to beat
Still
up.
thinking they can get a jump on you?
They keep coming and trying. I keep smacking them down old man style. But the point is, they were over there, and one of the kids said to me, bro, how do you have so much energy? And I was like, bro, I don't know. And I just, for some reason, it popped out of my head. I said, it must be them coffee enemas I've been doing. Just because I saw My Strange Addiction. And I didn't think anything of it. I kind of just, I don't know, something stupid that popped out of my head.
And you went with it.
No, and then this kid goes, bro, do you know what butt chugging is? And I go, oh, Lord, this just took a turn. No. He's like, he was like, man, yeah, my older brother, he's I can't remember what he said, 4 or 5, 6 years older than whatever. He's like, yeah, they were they're at a fraternity party, and they stick a funnel where the sun don't shine.
Strike 1.
And then they pour booze.
Strike 2.
And it hits your bloodstream immediately, skips your intestines and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know much about, I ain't doing that. But it gets up in there, and all of a sudden, you're drunker than Cooter Brown in 2 seconds. And I'm guessing maybe it's less calories or something because you don't ingest it through your mouth. I don't know.
I can't help you with that either.
But I'm sitting there going all the kids today are absolutely crazy. And then I got this text. I got so many texts on this. I didn't know this was common. Do you know how many parents right now? I didn't know we had to have this conversation. So I should have had a conversation with Savannah and said, listen, dear, never walk alone to your car. Don't let men buy you drinks. Don't do this. Don't do that. I should have sat down and had a conversation with her. Don't stick a funnel up your rear and pour alcohol into it. I didn't know this was a conversation I needed.
Guess in today's day and age, it might need to be because...
Well, because here I just got this one. It says, yeah, bro, how did you miss it? A kid from UT did that, went to the hospital. He's from Memphis. Damn, I hope that poor kid had to change his name. Huh. Woke up this morning, did not realize the world was so affluent on this.
I guess we're just out of the loop.
Well, WNBA's dope. We got the NBA Game 6 tomorrow from Indiana. Maybe Dustin Starr's going to call us back. We'll talk with him in a little bit. He's down there doing a little baseball with the Redbirds at AutoZone Park. If you're in that area, stop by, watch a little baseball, get a dog, get some cold beer, or get the best. That's Tito's Handmade Vodka. Crafted and distilled in the United States down in Austin, Texas, 6 times distilled until it's distilled in classic copper pots, which is unique, man. Small batch method, slightly sweet, black pepper note comes out, and it just makes it the best vodka in the world. There's no frills. There's no flavors. No fancy labels. It's just the juice, baby. It's Tito's Handmade Vodka. Back in 2 Shake Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
With 2 airlines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Briggs can accommodate all of your powder
20-foot pool start at $19.99 install. Liners are starting at $2.99. You're going to need some pool accessories, so they're all up to 20% off. Not quite ready for a pool? That's fine. Get a 5 or 6 person hot tub starting at under $7,000. You can also go for a swim spa or perhaps a cold plunge tub. Those are now $2,000 off. Get patio furniture up to 50% off on select sets. Buy your pool now. Get on that install list. Mention this commercial, and your install is free. It's underlined in the in bold print, so you know it's big. It's pool time at Family Leisure. Family Leisure. Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Hey, it's Cavino and Rich. And whether you're heading to the office, kicking back to watch the game, or enjoying a night on the town, Travis Matthew has you covered. They create versatile apparel designed to make you look and feel your best, wherever the day takes you.
From performance-driven styles to everyday essentials for both men and women, Travis Matthew bridges the gap between style and comfort. Ready to elevate your everyday? Visit TravisMatthew.com and get 20% off your first order when you sign up for email. That's TravisMatthew.com.
Corky's barbecue. Cooking it up. Down home way. Hickory smoke flavor like the good old days.
Hey, y'all, Jimmy Stone over here with Corky's Barbecue. Catering is our specialty. Millions of trusted cookies to cater their events for 40 years. Because we make it easy to eat and delicious for your guests. Whether it's 50 people or thousands, our experienced team comes to your location, sets up, serves, and ensures everyone enjoys a Corky's all-you-can-eat barbecue buffet starting at only $7.99 per person. You can't beat it. With 4 years of experience, it's easy to see why customers choose Corky's time and time again for all of their catering needs. Visit Corky'sBBQ.com to book us for your next party.
Encore flavor. Corky's barbecue.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 kilowatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's a little hump day action. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I know if you're downtown at AutoZone Park, getting ready to watch a little baseball, Dustin Starr, he was down there having fun, throwing out the first pitch, or Rocky the Redbird was throwing out the first pitch, and he was introducing them. Who knows? But that's going down. A lot of stuff's been going down in the, I guess, the NIL realm. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah, college.
No, name, image, and likeness, and it
Right,
is college.
right.
You're right. You're right. It is college. But I had a question. I'm wondering how this thing is seeped down into one specific arena, and that's AAU basketball. AAU basketball is big. College, recruiting these people is big. Getting to the NBA is big. The AAU circuit is serious. I mean, the Nike EYBL circuit is very, very well funded. All kinds of, it's just the whole game is changing. We've now seen high school kids get NIL deals. So I reached out to Chris Williams. He's a veteran New York City basketball coach at St. Raymond's High School over in the New York Catholic League. He runs the New York Wrens and the Nike EYBL. And we're going to talk a little bit about the transfer portal, NIL, how it's affecting the AAU circuit, how's the Nike EYBL circuit, and how it prepares basically people for the next level college and all the way up to the NBA, the U.S. model versus international model, and just talk a little bit about grassroots basketball, AAU, and we always talk about the college game, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of like, hey, man, we got kids out there. And you said they are our future, right?
They are.
Well, I'm going to talk about the future and how things are changing there as well. So Coach Williams will join me at 12:30.
12:30.
At 12 o'clock here in a few minutes, I'm going to kind of break down. I used to not like him. I used to call him Big Fat Brett Bielema. He's all right now. But boy, he had some strong words about the SEC in Chicago. He was talking to Nicole Arbach, whatever it is. I think it's Arbach.
Sounds right.
And he says he doesn't think there's any way that they could ever do a 16-team playoff if the SEC is not at 9 conference games. He's like, we voted unanimously as Big Ten coaches to stay at 9 and actually maybe having an SEC challenge where each school would play an SEC team. I was told that they voted unanimously to stay at 8 games and not play the Big Ten in the SEC challenge. And then he started popping off, and I'm going to peel back that onion. I think it's kind of an interesting shot fired, something maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Been in both. And again, college football, it is still king.
Sure is.
Also, one other little nugget, dude. Man, Carson Beck ain't getting the kind of love that Cam Ward did.
No. I think there's a few reasons for that.
Carson Beck's the ugly guy that played quarterback for Georgia, who has the sleeve, dated a Cavalier twin, looks like an alien, constantly creeping on girls in the IG and the TikTok and
threw a lot of picks.
Snapchat, threw a lot of picks, and got a Lambo, wrecked a Lambo. Got $4 million to replace Cam Ward at Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, brah. You ain't Cam Ward.
Nope.
And I will say, you better figure it out quick, Miami, because he covered up a lot of mistakes. Y'all won a lot of games because y'all's offense was ridiculous and because he was filthy in the fourth. Better get that defense right. Spending that money. Better have something to show it. Mario Cristobal, get it going. But we got a little college sports, a little AAU. I got some wood to give you.
What, next, or?
Like, not right. I mean, I'll sneak it in.
Okay.
You know, you want to sneak the wood in.
Right. Of course.
But, oh no. Is this real?
What?
Is Hulk Hogan on his deathbed?
What? I didn't see that. I just saw a Desmond Bain quote about the Memphis facilities.
Yeah, how they're trash compared to Orlando's.
Well, yeah. Orlando.
The dungeon.
No windows.
Yeah, the dungeon's pretty nasty. Orlando's is fresh, but they're one of the first also NBA teams to like step up their facilities and take them to the entire next level.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan is hospitalized with neck and back issues yet again.
Bro, so the texter's right again.
They know stuff, man. That's your source.
Collectively, they are better than I am. But at least I get to read their stuff.
Together, you make a good team.
Don't say that. Chaz is listening. She don't ever work in the daytime anymore. She's always spying on my ass.
Good radio team. There you go. Add specifics in there.
And who was I good with?
Your texters?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Keep them coming at the Sissy Log Cabin text and listener line because life's too short for ordinary jewelry. I'm going to slip in a little wood. I'm going to peel back the onion on Brett Bielema's comments. And we're going to talk a little AAU grassroots hoop right here on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Everyone needs protection, whether you're on the field or on the road, so make sure you have the best. Bob Simpson State Farm Insurance can buckle you up with auto insurance, can back you up with life and health insurance, cover your business whether it's starting, growing, or maturing, and don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today at 901-381-1233 or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson.
KFC Friends at Night. 4 delicious meals for just $7 each. That's great news for everyone. Except the driver in F1 the movie who only gets 2.5 seconds for a pit stop. 2.5 seconds? That's not enough time to indulge in juicy original recipe chicken. Oh, and he's gone. creamy mashed potatoes, sweet pie poppers, and a medium drink. While the rest of us can take as long as we'd like to enjoy any KFC $7 fill. Then see F1 the movie starring Brad Pitt. Only in theaters June 27th. PG-13. Prices and discretion vary while supplies last. Taxes and fees extra.
Jenkins Floors and More invites you to the retail warehouse where they pass wholesale savings on to you. Jenkins Floors at 2356 Goodman Road in Horn Lake. Also stores in Cleveland, Mississippi and Little Rock. They specialize in flooring and carpeting, tile, plantation shutters, and blinds. Jenkins makes your life easy with a 2-week turnaround. Contractors, builders, or family projects call 662-469-9350 for a free estimate. Owners Timmy and Rebecca Jenkins say hello to Sports 56 fans and look forward to your business.
Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253 DF Memphis, with Dave Willotion, weekday mornings from 10 to 11.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. And once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. You know, it's 12 o'clock. It's actually 12:03. You know what that means? You got 2 hours and 57 minutes to get to Los Cabos and get it on those lunch specials. It's right at Summer and Graham, Los Cabos, where the flavors of Mexico melt in your mouth from 10 to 3 daily, yo. 10 to 3. $7 to $11 lunch specials. Fire food, low price, win-win. Plus, they got $5.50 premium shots of tequila all day long, all day strong. Happiest hours, 3 to 8. When you want a little flavor of Mexico, just head over to Summer and Graham and check out my friends over at Los Cabos. All right, I was talking a little bit about Brett Bielema. And again, you got to remember, this guy coached in the SEC, duh. He's coaching the Big Ten. And I was talking about how he's kind of went in yesterday talking to Nicole Auerbach, saying that he just feels like the SEC basically is gone soft and they really believe it just means more over there. And there's no way we're going to get to a 16-team playoff and agree on this stuff. And you got to remember, the Big Ten and the SEC are the two big dogs. They have more weight than everybody else. Combined, they are bigger, stronger, faster, and better. Now, it's kind of like a great couple, man. Like, remember Angelina and Brad?
Brangelina?
Yeah, and then they broke up, and Angelina, I think, went crazy, right?
I think so.
And then Brad Pitt started stinking. Women were saying that he was terrible in bed and all this bad stuff. Like, when they were together, everything was perfect. Then they break up, terrible.
Whole world came crumbling down that day.
It did. You ever seen Angelina Jolie, like, since they got, like, I hadn't.
Since then?
Like, what's she done? Nothing?
She was the voice of Tigress in Kung Fu Panda.
I wouldn't know that, bro.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. I know that.
Okay, so she did, like, now she's not good looking
Didn't
even?
she do that, that one little princess movie where she was like that?
I have no clue.
Like, what, Maleficent, maybe?
I just remember her career was best when she was drinking blood with Billy Bob Thornton and crazy as hell.
And Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Terrible movie. That was with her husband, wasn't it?
That was with Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a good movie.
Had good action scenes.
All right. I'm not all into the whole, I don't need, like, a bunch of, like, fake action scenes. Like, one girl, like, defends herself against 13 dudes by doing, like, 3 moves. Ugh.
And the whole room's wiped out.
Moves are like hand 1 inch, and like a dude's like 350 swinging as hard as he can.
Just
catches
snaps
it.
his neck, flies across the room.
Anyway, anywho,
Any Hoosiers.
The SEC, the Big Ten, when they agree on something and they align, you basically know what's coming down the pipe in college football. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm not for them expanding to 16. I've already said that 12 is too many. Does it help Ole Miss? Yes. Am I an Ole Miss fan? Yes. But again, I love the regular season of college football, and again, I think it waters it down. The best regular season of any sport was college football. Every week, it just, like it was life or death. Now, the point of bringing this up, because if it's true that all you keep hearing about all these schools, and the SEC wants to expand, the Big Ten wants to expand, but again, if they don't align, this ain't happening. So for me to peel this back, I'm just kind of thinking to myself, And by the way, when you're getting college football news, usually at this year, it does fall into a few categories. It's usually arrest, or somebody got injured.
Player went crazy, something like that.
Yeah. Or coach firing shots across bows. But I think this is a little bit more important, because if it's true, because I was talking to you earlier about Destin, Greg Sankey, very sanctimonious, wasn't going to move to 16 without the guarantee that 4 SEC teams every single year are in the college football playoff. And again, that's the crazy part, I guess, about the expansion and the guarantee. Like, you don't make T-shirts to be 4th place. Like, you usually aren't like, bro, man, like, we get like 2 upset wins and beat the Patsies on our team and beat the likes of like Kentucky, Vanderbilt, the lesser halves. Oh, man, we got a chance at the college football playoff. That kind of I don't like it. The guarantee, like if the SEC is the best conference, I mean, they're going to get them in, and they've been very good.
Win, and you're in.
Win, and you're in. But the Big Ten last year, we do have to give them credit. Were they the better conference? Yes. I mean, you know who won the Natty, right?
The Big Ten.
Ohio State rolled.
And the year before that, Michigan.
Tennessee. And correct. The year before that, Jim Harbaugh, J.J. McCarthy, Blake Corum, and them boys. They did it. So, right now, Big Ten is feeling themselves. But as they're feeling themselves, and they're over there shunning their nose down at the SEC for not expanding the 9 games, and also turning down the opportunity to do a SEC Big Ten challenge during the regular season, which I kind of like. Kind of help you measure, do a little measuring.
Absolutely.
Now, not everybody would be involved because, again, more teams in the Big Ten. But I like it. The point, though, here is like, the SEC and the Big Ten coaches and the Big Ten challenge and considering the home game revenue, then going back and forth and doing all this is great. But is it great that an 8-4 team would get into a 16-team playoff? Because that's where just all this peeling back comes to me. You got the SEC Big Ten challenge. They play 9 games. Is that I'm just saying, this is what we're going for in college football?
Well, it used to be one loss on your record was detrimental to your ranking. Now,
dude, you were dead.
Yeah. Now it's, we can afford a couple of losses. We're just gunning for the playoffs, making sure we land a spot. Then we'll bring out all the stops. I don't like it.
But, Mike, also other point is there any chance that if the Big Ten, maybe is Brett Bielema trying to pick a fight so we don't expand to 12? I need SEC coaches and Big Ten coaches right now fighting.
Like the WNBA.
Yes. Man up like those women.
Woman up.
Woman up. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, which I am.
But like you said, it's to a degree.
I kind of want them to keep warring. Hell, I think you should fix the damn transfer portal and the NIL situation before you worry about expanding to 16.
Amen.
Like, let's get to that.
Yes.
And now let's get to some funny stories. I'm going to do a little Hardwood here in just a second, but I did want to remind you at 12:30 today, we've been talking about name, image, likeness, college football, things of college football. AAU is huge. You know, Memphis has massive hoops.
Memphis hoops, baby.
Chris Williams, again, New York City basketball coach at St. Raymond's High School, and again, he's the Nike EYBL coach for the New York Wrens. I just want to know, man, like, one, what part of the country is producing the best talent? Is it up northeast? Is it down here in the south? I want to know how the NIL and the transfer portal is being looked at by the young kids on these AAU schools. Like, do you now, like, you used to have, like, one school that you wanted to go to. Like, this is my dream school. Everything else was kind of like, man, I couldn't get into Memphis, so I'm going to have to settle for
Dyersburg State.
I was going to say, like, Chattanooga.
Oh, okay.
That was terrible. No, the thing is like, kids today, though, and, like, the circuit, everybody thinks they're going to be in the NBA. But, like, a lot of these kids are going to have to go almost sometimes like a D2, smaller school, community college, to get an opportunity to come out. Plus, the NIL is so crazy. The ones that are talented enough to go to the big schools right off the jump, is it all about the money? Do these kids have a place that they love and a coach they want to play for? Is coaching really, like, you know how important it was that we had Penny? You saw how important Cal was. You know about, of course, Coach K. Coaches were huge. They paid them the millions of dollars because they brought in all the talent. Now, basically, I feel like who's ever in charge of that collective over there, and also those athletic directors and how they're going to split up the revenue sharing is going to, like, basically determine where the best players go now. It's not going to be like my mom and dad went here. I watch them every weekend. I love this place. It's just show me the money. We'll talk about it with Chris. But we do like to talk funny things. And some weird things. And some whack things. But I do need to tell you, for a perfect finish every single time, Rick's Powder Coating. Why go to Rick's? Well, they do automotive, ornamental, anything that's metal, they do it. It's science. It bonds together. They have the largest powder coating business. Go to rickspowdercoating.com. Get that perfect finish every time over at Rick's. Let's go to Hardwood, home.
This is Access Hardwood.
All right. Billy Bob Thornton. Is his best movie Sling Blade, where he acts like a mentally challenged person who likes French fried potatoes? Do you know Billy Bob Thornton even?
Yeah. I'm just looking at all of his movies.
The only thing I can think of off the jump is Sling Blade. He had to do something else. Other than Angelina Jolie when he outkicked his coverage so large, but it's because chicks like weird, and he was weird. Give me a movie.
Bad News Bears.
Is that the remake? I mean, it's got to be.
From 2005.
Yeah, it's the remake. No, I'm good. Next.
Not really seeing a lot. Monsters Ball?
Oh, yeah, that was really good, man. It had, who's the hot chick who married David Justice for the Atlanta Braves? Halle Berry.
Bandits. And Landman.
Halle Berry, David Justice. Did you know they were married?
No, I did not know that.
Yep. Everybody was like mad at David Justice, and now I've heard that people just think, man, maybe she was crazy.
Love Actually?
Love Actually? What's that?
It's one of his movies.
Oh, I'm off of him. He's obviously not done a lot of good movies.
Oh, okay.
So we were talking about, of course, a little bit of Caitlin Clark, the whole situation with her, because, one, it's fascinating, right?
It is, very much so.
They need an enforcer, but this is a fascinating statement. And I saw this and I was like, wow. This is taking it to another level. And then they explained themselves, and I'm curious if there's any validity to what I'm about to say to this person's opinion. WNBA last night, of course, we saw the dust-up. Caitlin Clark got slapped in the face, then knocked to the ground, and then all kinds of trash talk. They're kind of like beating her up, yada, 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 yada. Finally, Sophie Cunningham put a chick down on the pavement, picked her up, told her she would beat her face in if you ever touch my girl CC again, and it was girl-on-girl crime, and I'm so here for it. I love it. And again, when you got bad blood with a girl, it's for life. Like, you know those sorority chicks? Like, you'll go in there and you'll be in a sorority. Like, you make it all 40 years and you still love, like, 90% of the girls, you were a good human being. Because that's hard to do.
That's a crazy stat.
Because, like, you know, most of them girls go in there and the next thing you know, they get mad at so-and-so and then they team up on each other. And then it's kind of like back in the days when the Socias were fighting the Pretty Boys or whatever. Did you ever see it? You know, you don't know Babe, man. Outsiders, you never seen the Outsiders, bro?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember they were the Socias versus the, like, Greasers.
Greasers, uh-huh.
Yeah, Socia's got that ass kicked. Pony Boy.
Yeah.
So, like,
Gianni.
they'll team up, they'll go against each other. Women don't like women when they get into it. It's just the way it is. And now I'm finding out, you know, Bill Belichick's ex-wife. I don't know if you heard about this. Or his ex-girlfriend, because they never actually married. So Linda Holiday was his main squeeze for basically the whole run. And then he traded her in for a younger version that probably didn't talk back. Do you see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Well, Linda does not like Jordan Hudson. And not too long, the Miss Massachusetts winner, who is Jordan Hudson, was like going to a basically like a Nantucket socialite party. You know what I'm saying? Like places where like poor people can't get in. Like me and you ain't getting up in this joint.
Well, joke's on them. I don't want to go to it.
Well, all the high society.
Right.
Well, it was being put on, and all the auction person, like the person who was raising the money for whatever damn awareness they were caring about that day, was Linda Holiday. And Jordan Hudson, who is Miss Massachusetts, shows up. There's like a stare down. Linda and her friends all like surround her like little piranhas and go in on Jordan Hudson. And basically kind of like shame her into leaving this little socialite event.
That is not
like,
nice.
do you really belong here? Now that you're with Bill Belichick. This is Linda's. Quit trying to steal her shine. So we almost had a CC situation up in Nantucket, bro.
I guarantee it would have been really interesting if it went down.
Oh, it would have been awesome. We wouldn't have known this, though, until Jordan Hudson came out there and dropped all the news. And basically, not just dropped the news, she went off and basically said some crazy stuff on the IG. And again, do not drink and get on social media and rant, okay? Like, why? The young people are terrible about this. Y'all will get emotional, which is the worst time to get on a social media thing and start firing off BS.
It's the equivalent of trying to find where to eat when you're hungry.
It's just dumb, dude. But she went out there, man, and finally just like kind of addressed the situation. And basically, I can't say a lot of the things, but basically I can say they hate each other. And now Jordan Hudson's even stealing some of Linda's friends. Mm-hmm. And now the daughters for Linda are getting involved. And they're talking about how much hate they got for this woman. And you know what? Holiday came back and said things like, called her a whore, you know?
Oh, no.
And said that watching her metamorphosis and take up space in Bill's life, blah, blah. Man, dude, these women are so mean to each other. Like, is this going to be the reason now that the WNBA is 100% fruitful and success? Because the vitriol between women is something that is real, it's palpable, and it never goes away. And you know hating gets ratings. We like conflict. Everybody watches the crazy shows. Do you think that women and their hate can carry the NBA? Or, like I said, somebody sent me a few other things about Caitlin Clark, and they were talking about this, and this is how they said the league should address the issues with Caitlin Clark. He said that you need to, one, get better officiating. Two, they need to make a rules change. And when I saw that, I was like, a rules change? What the hell you talking about? Like, this is basketball. We don't change rules.
Mm-mm.
And then he fires back and says the NBA changed rules for Jordan. The NFL changed rules for quarterbacks because when Tom Brady got hit low and missed that season with his knee, what happened the very next season? You're not allowed to fall at the feet of the quarterbacks. That's a rule to protect the quarterbacks in the pocket, like a la Tom Brady.
Uh-huh. GOAT.
And because of basically the physical targeting, he says, that continues to come at Caitlin Clark, that the outcome will be inevitable, that she will get injured, and ergo, the momentum that the WNBA has picked up will literally dissipate at that moment. Now, when she missed the 2 weeks, it is true. The TV numbers plummeted. Remember, they were supposed to play Angel Reese in New York, but when Caitlin Clark was injured, like, these tickets were selling out, the high-priced tickets, and then they were giving them away, basically, when she wasn't playing.
Yep.
So I get it. The Jordan rules, I know. Tom Brady's situation in football. But the problem is there's not a specific thing in here saying, like, what's the new rule? Like, what is the new rule? You're not allowed to touch Caitlin Clark? That's a dumb rule.
Yeah, that's not a good rule.
Maybe allow straight up fighting, like hockey?
Drop the gloves.
Again, Sophie Cunningham came to her protection. Maybe it's, I think sometimes the answers are just smaller. Get better officiating, cool. But again, the feistiness and the physicality of it, I'm here for it.
Just bring in eyes. Bring in attention.
Just bring in more enforcers for the Fever and tell that coach, listen, you got 5 fouls. Make sure that they pay. They touch our girl CC, elbow drop that. Wanch.
Mm-hmm. Keep it within reason.
I don't know, man. I don't like the UFC because I know they're going to fight. But if that estrogen gets a flowing in the heat of the battle of a basketball game,
see some hair pools.
Let's drop and let them throw dukes.
Get them a little penalty box.
Plus, it ain't like they're paying them, but what, like $75,000 a year? Truthfully, one gets hurt and you got dukes going on. It ain't like you got to like replace them by getting out
tens of thousands of dollars.
You know what I mean? You're losing $75K. I think I got great answers. I should be the commissioner of the WNBA.
Commissioner of the WNBA. I'll write your name in a ballot.
So Jordan Hudson, Linda, they hate each other. And I'm curious, is Bill Belichick going to survive? Like, is he going to be good at North Carolina? Is this going to work, or is this going to be terrible?
I really don't know. It's an old school man in a new school world.
With a young chick.
Mm-hmm.
And an old one who's salty as hell.
An old one acting
Ain't
like a young
nothing
one.
worse than a cougar scorned. And a fresh cougar scorned is a dangerous ass cougar, my man. I'm telling you, run. They'll devour you. You ain't have a chance.
I'm out of here.
Man. So Hulk Hogan is not good.
No, he's been hospitalized.
So what's up? Like Bubba the Love Sponge, do you know who that is?
Bubba the Love Sponge went on air.
He said that he might not make it through the day. I don't see any wrecks.
Well,
Damn, he's 71 years old.
He is still kicking it, but they're saying he's not on his last legs, not on his deathbed. But Bubba the Love Sponge is saying
it ain't good.
Tell your loved ones goodbye.
I don't know if I could really trust somebody that's called Bubba the Love Sponge.
You know, I wouldn't either.
I did see the fun facts. This dude's had 10 back surgeries.
Well, you know why?
Both knees replaced, both hips replaced, and both of his shoulders. How the hell you get all that stuff replaced, Holmes?
Rich.
I know I've heard about like new hips. My man got new knees, new hips, new shoulders.
But you know what happened with his back?
They tried to replace it.
No. Why his back has problems?
Probably from like lifting up Andre the Giant in WrestleMania 1, I believe.
No, it's because of his finisher, the leg drop.
Why'd that hurt his back?
Because every time he would go to do it, he's basically jumping up. Whoop,
he's jamming his neck?
No, he's jumping up and landing on his butt every time he does a leg drop, like jumping up.
Yeah, so is it messing up his spine and his
Yep.
neck and his back? My neck, my back, my... Ooh, never mind.
Yep, I would pause
Have
there.
you ever heard that song?
I have, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you repulsed?
Well, it's mostly on, like, memes and stuff, so...
The first time, did you catch on to what they were saying? Or were you like all into it? 'Cause it's got a great jingle.
No,
You're like, my neck, my back.
It's pretty easy to hear the words of that song. It's pretty easy to hear the words of that song.
You know, sometimes, you know, like you got a song and you're singing, you don't really know the words, and then somebody points them out to you, and you're like, damn, man, that's
Or
terrible.
songs that sound great and have bad meanings. That's a lot of 80s music.
What do you mean?
Like Centerfold.
I don't know what centerfold is. I know what
You
a
don't know-
centerfold is.
You
know what a
never heard-
centerfold is?
Yeah. Because of the song.
The spread, like, you know, like the whole
Yeah.
spread.
You've never heard that song? Centerfold?
I mean, like sing it for me,
My
bud.
blood runs cold.
Oh, yeah. Chick looks like a centerfold or something.
My angel is the centerfold.
My angel is a centerfold. Yeah, what's
Angel
wrong
is
about
a
that? What's
centerfold.
wrong with that song?
Well, because as a kid, you're jamming out to it, and you're like, man, this sounds great. And you're like, oh, wait, no. This is literally about that.
About what? My
The
blood
centerfold.
run cold. My
About the
angel is a centerfold. Why is it bad? Bro,
When you're a kid, you're listening to
Suzanne
great
Summers
music.
was a great centerfold. Like, they've had some amazing centerfolds. I could see how they could be very angelic.
Right. But think of it as a kid listening to it. You don't know what that means. At
I know,
least
but
you
it has
hope not.
it has a great little tune. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Music, man.
Well, I'm just trying to think, like, you know, when you watch cartoons, have you ever watched a cartoon as an adult by an accident? You go in there and you watch, like, the
Oh, yeah.
Mystery Machine from, like, Scooby-Doo or whatever, and, you know, they're, like, smoking all kinds of craziness. Like, they're kind of like a bunch of built-in stuff for adults. It's like, damn, those dudes were messed up on some...
That's what all...
I got to take a time out. I'm late for a break. You're doing
Sure
a
do.
terrible job over there. You're letting me ramble.
We're just having a great time, dude.
Because my buddy Chris is going to join us on the other side. We are going to talk a little AAU hoops, what's going on in the world. How's the NIL affecting these kids? What about the transfer portal? Where's the best kids in the country come from? That's all next right here on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I think I'm a bad golfer. I know I'm a
Garden with Mark's Main Store Realtors. And sometimes bad is not quite the right word. Awful, that's more like it. And when it comes to selling houses, that's a whole different story. Over the many years that I've been in the real estate business, I have refined and perfected my highly successful strategic marketing program. In golf, forget about my normal 5 strokes on a par 3. But remember the home I just closed in November with 2 offers at full list price. Okay, let's review. If you're thinking of selling, wouldn't you want an experienced player on your team to lead you to the closing table? Someone whose background is marketing and not merely putting a sign in the yard. And remember what people often say, that when you want the job done, call who? Shell Dunn. You can reach me, Shell Dunn Rosengarten, at MemphisRelocate.com or 483-0546. It's 483-0546 or MemphisRelocate.com. And go Tigers.
Hi, I'm Troy Five-Ash with Five-Ash Roofing. Ever wonder what happens when a contractor saves money on materials? Well, they usually put that money in their pocket. Five-Ash Roofing has negotiated new lower prices for the materials we use. Instead of putting that savings in my pocket, I've decided to pass it on to you. You can call it a sale, reduced pricing, a limited time offer, or even a blue light special. We call it fair, honest, ethical, and the right thing to do. If you've been wondering if now is the right time to get a new roof, only you can answer that, but now is a good time to see how much you can save. Don't forget we have best price guarantees, the best warranty in the business, and superb ratings with the BBB and Google+. We don't use high-pressure sales tactics, and we never will. We're family-owned and operated with roots in the Memphis area. For a fair and honest roof assessment and estimate, call 5-Ash Roofing at 488-4991 or check us out at memphisroofer.com.
That's the whole point. It's a secret.
Why does Central Barbecue feel like they have to keep the ingredients of their dry rub a secret?
Because it's just that good. If people could find out the ingredients in Central Barbecue's dry rub, they could reverse engineer it and make their own Central Barbecue dry rub.
Reverse engineer? These aren't state secrets.
They may as well be. This is serious business. Central Barbecue already tells everybody that they slow smoke their meat for a full 24 hours over hickory and pecan and that there's never any sauce in the pit. They're giving away too much information as it is.
They're not giving away secrets. It's advertising. They're boasting about those things.
You are so naive.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. I'm a little fired up because we talk a lot of college sports, NIL, the transfer portal, Big Ten, SEC, just means more. We're constantly talking about the changing landscape of the game. I don't think many people think about how it affects the younger kids. And I'm talking about not kids, but guys and gals in high school who are looking to take that next jump. And everybody knows the rich history of basketball here we call it Hoop City for a reason. But we don't think about necessarily, like, how does this affect Memphis? We worry about Ole Miss and Tennessee and Alabama and all the surrounding areas. But what about the young folks? So I got Chris Williams. My man's a veteran coach up in New York City. He was at St. Raymond High School, the New York City Catholic League, and the New York Wrens. You know Nike, EYBL, everybody knows it. It's been around since about 2010. You can watch them on TV now. Nike has pumped in a lot of money in these leagues. We've talked about before college went a little bit wild. We talked a lot of high school hoops. But we're going to break it down a little bit deeper and a little bit more. And I got my good buddy Chris Williams in. Oh, is he not in?
He didn't call.
Oh. Well, damn, son. I thought you said he was on the line. I just gave him a good intro.
That was a great intro. He's calling in, right?
He said he was, but guess what I'm gonna do?
Text him.
Mm-hmm. And then bing, bang, boom. And if
Well,
not, I don't know. You know, I got plenty. Try that one, Landon.
Trying this one.
But Chris is going to join us because, again, we don't think about what's going on with the kids. We don't know where the best kids come from, what's going on with Nike, how much money are they putting in, did the money actually come in the pockets of these kids and families. We had to deal with this situation with Penny before he came to Memphis with how he got suspended. I mean, it used to be like a huge story. But it's now like the transfer portals, these teams, like you look at the Gator Boys and you looked last year, FAU and how they got there. And I mean, you got these guys who are coming in, they're hired assassins. The game has completely changed. But yeah, I'm firing him up. In fact, we got Chris now, don't we? Oh, look at my buddy. He's so excited. I think he's done it. Time to bring in my good friend, Chris Williams, again. New York City. Right now, New York Rens, Nike, EYBL. He joins us now. What's up, Chris?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing?
Man, I am blessed. Life's been treating me pretty good. And again, you're a veteran coach up in New York City at the St. Raymond High School. Of course, you're doing the New York Rens, the Nike EYBL. The game has changed. Since you first got in, how much has the AAU circuit changed since you first were introduced to high school sports?
Well, it's changed drastically. When I first started down in Dallas, Texas with the Dallas Mustangs, it was very open in regards to like the competition and the teams you can play, and you had some independent tournaments and leagues, and you really could earn your opportunity to get sponsorships. And there was a ton of mom and pop programs and local programs that had some future NBA stars, and they were able to just compete against each other. Now it's more like shoe brand dominated, where if you're a Nike program, you're most likely only going to play Nike teams. If you're an Adidas program, same thing. So it's changed, and I would like to say it's changed in a positive way.
Now, the AAU circuit and it changed for the young kids in a positive way. I'm kind of curious, though, what you think about how it's changed with college, because in the current climate of things, because like you talked about the grassroots organizations around AAU basketball and how the climate's already changed. Well, now how has it changed with the situation with the transfer portal? You got NIL that's coming in. Again, a lot of these coaches, seems like they're going not to the high school portal. Cal used to go out there and get McDonald's All-American, and it was a bunch of fab freshmen, and you remember what happened at Michigan. Now it seems like these coaches are scaling back. They're getting more polished. I mean, Dalton Connect, when he went to Tennessee, I had no idea who he was. Came out of a small school, Colorado. Now he's in the NBA. How has this affected you and the way these kids approach NIL and just basically the institutions they choose?
You know what? That's a great point. What's happened is it's become business now. And in business, it's about how strong is your product, how scalable, and what's your real potential. And now, with the NIL as well as the transfer portal, guys are now saying, I can win now. I have to win now because the coaches' contracts now, I think coaches only really have about 3 years, especially in the Power 5 conference, to show that they can win at a high level. And, when you look at like the NBA free agency, that's kind of what college and high school basketball is kind of turning into. So if you look at, most college programs are now hiring coaches and general managers with NBA experience because you have to somewhat remove the relationship part, right? Like me, if I'm a coach at St. Raymond's or the Rens, I want to make sure, like, if I get a college job, I want to make sure I reach back and I recruit the Rens guys and I come back to St. Raymond's. But now I have to find the best player from a lower level or the best kid in the transfer portal. And that goes to business where you have to have guys who understand numbers, analytics, understand scouts, and really, like a general manager, help build out a team that has a mix of high school McDonald's All-Americans and some underrated players that may be D2 or low major D1. And how do I build a roster to compete and try to win now? So I had a conversation last summer with, he just retired, but with a coach from Florida State. And he was talking about how the hardest part now is
Leonard Williams?
Leonard Hamilton.
Leonard Hamilton.
Yep.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He was talking about how now he's spending most of the off season of last summer trying to build off of his defensive principles, because you don't have 7 returning players. You don't have 6 returners. You have a brand new team. So now every year you have to implement like your system pretty much from the beginning. Whereas in the past, if you have returning players, if you have 7 returners, 8 returners, those guys can kind of lead the young guys and kind of show them like, yo, this is how coach does it. These are our defensive principles. These are our offensive principles. And now each year you have to pretty much start from scratch, which for a lot of coaches is a challenge.
It's a huge challenge. I'm wondering, though, has that model now also creeped down into basically, let's say, the Nike EYBL or the Adidas? Like, are now y'all competing cross lines, trying to recruit other kids? Like, because, again, basically when you see somebody, emulating one thing and you see that success and that's now how the game's played, usually the game, everything kind of trickles down.
Yeah, so it does. And it's always been like, hey, the Reebok guys are going to recruit against the Adidas guys, and the Nike guys are going to try to have the best guys. But what's happening now is if a kid commits and he comes and plays for the Rens, and we think he can play on this level, but he shows in one session that he cannot, now we kind of got to look and see, hey, we have to find another fit. Because, again, we have to win right now. So a big thing with, EYBL, you got to earn your deal. With Adidas, you have to earn your deal. Like, you got to show, like, you got to win. These are, like, elite sponsors, like, especially with Nike. Nike is the elite of the elite. So it's like a big part of it is to get the good talent. But then once you get the good talent, you got to be competitive and win. So it's definitely seeped down all the way to high school now. Like, we just had this kid in our program who was one of the best freshmen in the country last year, and he had a couple of real good games. And, we found out the day before school was getting ready to start that he was transferring to another school because these guys were all over him and promising him everything. And, for us, it hurt us because we spent the whole year putting in energy, development, coaching him.
And then the last second, bam, gone like that.
Last second, gone.
Man. Yeah, I do know. And again, it's like watching it here at the University of Memphis. I'm down here in Memphis, Tennessee. We've watched Penny Hardaway completely, change his roster year in and year out. We had P.J. Haggerty, second-team All-American. Now he's, of course, gone, and you have to rebuild your roster. And it's just wild. It's obviously seeped down in to the younger sports under 17 circuit. I'm kind of curious, how does the Nike EYBL now, are y'all more preparing participants that work for y'all and play for y'all for the NBA, or are you more working to get the guys into college? Or now is it more like you're just trying to find out, like, do you have to think, where can the kid get the biggest bag?
Well, my experience with EYBL is it's the closest thing to prepare these young athletes for the NBA.
Okay.
The rules are NBA rules in regards to zone defense and the paint, 24-second shot clock, 14 on the reset, stop whistle on everything. You have pretty much every stop is a referee camp, so you're getting some of the highest quality officials, some of the highest quality coaches. So the platform and the level, like, in the scouts, like, every stop we've been in Memphis, we've been in Phoenix. We've been in
Y'all are
Kansas
here in
City.
May, I believe.
Yeah, we were just out there in May, and every NBA scout is there because a new department within the scouting department is on, and every NBA team is now a grassroots guy whose job is to pay attention to, like, you know, some of these scouts, they're saying they're looking at the 2027, 2028 draft. They're getting intel on prospects right now who are 4 years away, 3 years away. But that's where the game is going now because you have to identify that much earlier.
And
like, who's really who?
And, you know, not only do these now NBA organizations have to basically get down in the grassroots, they're at the, you know, the Peach Dam, obviously, the EYBL, doing all these different camps, checking out the younger circuit. But, like, also now the game, if you've noticed, has gone international. How does the U.S. model versus international, how does that affect the way you deal with NBA general managers? And what do you think about the two styles of play?
That's a great question. And I've been giving it a lot of thought, having a ton of conversations. We're somewhat adopting the international model, which has been traditionally, right, less AAU, less games, more skill development, more training, starting at a younger age. So if you look at the European model, is if you're a prospect,
you're a pro.
You're a pro. So now you're treated as such. You're probably on a contract. You have an agent at 14, 15. That's how a lot of these international guys wind up in America. They have agents. So now you have representation, but now it's a business now. So now it's like, okay, if I'm your agent, my real responsibility is to prepare you for whatever I feel like your full potential is, whether that's NBA, whether that's becoming a European pro. And now I have to invest in you, not just financially, but making sure you're around the right trainers, the right players, you're with the right program, you're learning the game. And I feel like we're starting to shift into that. So now, like EYBL, you now have EYBL Scholastic, where a lot of these schools that are part of EYBL Scholastic, they're able to treat it as such, as like, hey, you got weights at 6, you have shooting at 7, you have class from like 9 to 11, then you have your skill development, then you have practice, then you have rest, then you go back to the gym later, maybe have some more shots, where it's like not taken away from the academic side of it, which is extremely important.
But your job is, you know, completely growth of pro sports and developing your body and your skill.
Yes. And I don't think they put such a big emphasis on the academic side in Europe as opposed to like the pro. Like, I'm sure they do their studies, but it's like, hey, if you're a pro and you're committed to this, you can't only spend the 2 hours of practice in the gym and think that you're going to get to where you're trying to go. If you have 24 hours and you're up for 14 of them, you got to put at least 6 or 7 hours into your craft.
And you love that model. And when you think about it, it's kind of simple. Like, I listen to, you know, of course, everybody listens to TNT with Kenny and Chuck and Shaq, and I listened to. I can't remember if it was one of his podcasts, but Shaq saying, you know, when he graduated, like when he first got out of LSU, not graduated, he didn't graduate yet, got his check. Like, he spent all of his money in one day, bing, bang, boom, gone. He said he didn't go to school to get an education. His dad was kind of always on his tail. But then he got to the league. His dad really, really kind of like said, get this. Next thing you know, Shaq goes and gets a bunch of business degrees. Now I think he owns every damn thing. Super multiple millionaire, took his super career, also knew how to, you know, turn it into business, making money because he took his life serious. He didn't have like necessarily the opportunity that these kids have at EYBL. And then you have on the complete flip side of it, like if you look at like the poor Delonte West, who spent all of his money doing God knows what. AI got bailed out for an Adidas contract that's lifetime. That's going to pay him another $30 million after blowing $240. So, like, y'all are preparing him not just on the court to handle getting there and being able to play in the league, but actually how to persevere in the classroom and able to talk to these business agents and these people and invest their money properly?
100%. So that's to me, that's the next step, and that's where the game is going, especially like from a financial literacy standpoint. Like I always tell guys, if you're getting $250,000 for the next 2 years to play college basketball, that's $500,000. What are you doing with that money? What is your plan? Because if you're a regular person and you're able to graduate college with no debt, and let's just go on a low number, 150 grand saved up before you get into your career, and let's just say you have another 50 grand invested, you're off to a pretty good start in America.
You got a heck of a jump right there. I mean, most graduate with debt. And yeah, that's the thing is, and that we got to teach these young people to actually be able to handle it and do it the right way. I can see that Chris Williams, of course, coach over at the New York Rens and the Nike EYBL, also coach at St. Raymond's High School over in New York City. Got to ask you a question. Where's the best players? Where's the best talent in the country, Chris?
I'm going to give you a non-biased answer because my heart, right? I'm on the radio, big-time radio station in Memphis, Tennessee, and I could put my chest up and say New York City. But right now, I feel like the best prospects are coming out of the state of Texas, particularly the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Like, even right now in the finals, you have 2 guys from Dallas, maybe 3. I know Miles Turner from Euless, Texas. I know Kason Wallace from Richardson, Texas. And this coming draft, you got Trey Johnson from Garland, Texas. You got Tyrese Maxey from Garland. You got Anthony Black. You got Ron Holland. You have Jordan Walsh. Like Texas is just producing players at like an all-time high right now. So I think the best basketball is still played in New York City. I think the best players in the country right now are coming from the state of Texas.
And we see what Kelvin Sampson's been able to do in Houston. Do you think that's one of the things that kind of was a little more pressure to get rid of Rodney Terry over at Texas? You're like, the best damn players in the country are all coming from Texas, and you ain't getting none of them?
Yeah. I love RT, right? I love Rodney. I have a great relationship with him. And I think that played a part in it. But Texas is so big where, like you said, it's a gift and a curse. You don't really have to leave the state to be a really good team. But the moment you pick that guy in Houston over the guy in Dallas, now Dallas is feeling some type of way. The moment you get the guy out of San Antonio and now close the doors in Houston, but what Coach Sampson has been able to build in Houston with some really good players from Texas is nothing short of amazing. Like, nothing short of amazing. And he has, the best player from Dallas on the University of Houston, Chris Sinat.
This I could talk to you all day, Chris. I'm going to have to do this again.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I'm having fun, Johnny.
Man, we are definitely getting into this a little bit more. Again, I'm talking with Chris Williams. My man is all up in the Nike EYBL circuit. He's been with high school kids his whole life. He's not just teaching them, about how to, do a screen, shoot a shot technique, whatever, teaching them how to grow up and be real grown-ass men. Financial literacy, I think, like you said, is the next part. I enjoyed talking the U.S. Model versus the International. You be blessed. We're definitely going to do this again, and good luck.
No, thanks, man. I'll be tuned in from New York City, man. Shout out to Memphis, Tennessee. It was great visiting Memphis, man. I went to Ching's Wings. I had some great
good job.
Barbecue down there. So I actually grabbed this marker. And
oh, man, Chris, I got you?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Drop for 2 seconds.
Yeah, no, Ching's Wings, man. Like University of Memphis. Got some ballers. Shout out to Team Thad, Penny Hardaway. I'm blessed, and I appreciate you getting me on your show, man.
Man, we're going to do it again soon. I appreciate you, Chris. Damn, man. Picking up Chings, that was smart. Straight up fire.
Love wings. Love Chings.
Also like to do things for people. Like he likes to help out people. I'm going to help out you because guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell your house. Just call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Any house, any area, as is. It's as simple as that. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, bang, boom. I just sold your house. Taking it through?
Go to the end.
You are the man. I was wondering if you were thinking on your feet. Man, my buddy's over there just like talking, thinking, doing things right. Landon, y'all. Keep your eye on him. The Gales band sang Centerfold back in 1981 when Playboy was delivered by the mailman in a brown cover. And people were putting powder up on their nose. Oh, powder up their nose. I know that's yayo. Instead of a damn funnel up your butt. Yeah, that's right, dude. 80s and 90s rock. We sure is. Randy, you're a genius. Best text of the year. I don't know how this generation let Hooters close. Did you know the one downtown to close too?
Yeah, you told me about it.
Again, that was on your watch, bro.
That was my generation.
Your generation.
Not my fault, though.
Let it fail. We built it up. We left it beautiful. You had wings, beer, and beautiful women.
And we got away from 80s rock music.
And all y'all do is play video games.
And apparently put funnels in our butt.
And, dude, that's a weird thing that y'all do.
We're weird,
But damn,
man.
Randy, that's so true.
I agree. Put it up for text of the year.
The good old days when people were putting powder up their nose instead of damn funnels up their butt. That is a great closing tag for What a Beautiful Day.
What a beautiful day.
Strike the band. Big thanks to Chris Williams. Big thanks to Dustin Starr, who threw out the first pitch, or Rocky the Redbird did. He joined us for a little bit. It was awesome.
We got a couple sentences out of him. It was great.
Yeah, but he's always great. He'll be back. Memphis Wrestling, #1. Are you gambling today?
What are we gambling on?
Man, I'm struggling, bro. I'm serious. You know I'm going to end up betting on something. I don't like the day baseball game at all. I'm worried about the Arkansas LSU game. Arkansas minus 125. I don't know about that. The total's only 10.5. I love laying college baseball. I think I'm just going to have to sprinkle a little magic right here. I'm going to do like half a unit on Louisville plus 230. They're playing Coastal Carolina. Louisville can hit, and damn it, they've already won 25 in a row. They're due to lose a game. Let's go Cardinals. Thought I'd never say that. Get out there, make the world a better place. We'll see you on the Peace. Off.
Looking for sports in all the wrong places. Try the Owner's Box Sports Bar